Hey guys, Lavender here, and my school is starting in like a week. And do you know what that means? It means that I've been putting off my summer reading of this totally awesome book. Actually, I really like this book for summer reading. I'm really glad my school chose this. It's very good. But I've been putting off my summer reading until now, and I still have 13 chapters before I actually finish the book. It also means that I sometimes don't read it as thoroughly as I would normally read a book, so that causes me to have to do character analysis, so I remember who everyone is, an in-depth look at themes, even though it's not required, just so, like, if they were to ask me a question in class, I actually know what I'm talking about, because I'll be like, wait, I want to know what happens next, I also have to finish, so it just kind of mushes into my mind. Yeah. But enough about my schooling life, because I'm sure you'll hear more about that this year, junior year. How stressful is that? But we're here to discuss something a lot more fun. Mockingjay! So, I finished Mockingjay, I'd probably say 6 hours after. It probably took me about 6 hours to read it. That includes, like, breaks in between. Like, I'd read it and be like, oh, la 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 la. Probably something like that. The first one is still absolutely my favorite, no questions asked. There was just so much more, I feel like there was so much more magic in that one about being introduced to this world, and, like, I really liked the Hunger Games better, the actual Hunger Games in the first one better than the second one. The second one was, like, really dark and twisted, and this one was still kind of, like, magical survival of the fittest type thing, whereas that one was dark and twisted. And then there's this one, which is even more dark and twisted than the other ones, which I find really funny because I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but as the books go on, the covers get lighter and lighter, but the storyline gets more darker and twisted. I just realized that now. Isn't that kind of cool? I don't know if that was, like, done on purpose or not, but if it was, that's pretty cool. Let me first start by saying that there are going to be spoilers in this book that I'm about to review. I really liked this book. I did like it, but I don't know, I feel like there was something missing at the end. Like, I feel like the ending came way too suddenly, and I feel like Suzanne Collins kind of threw away the ending just a little bit, because I was, like, reading, and I was really into it, and all of a sudden it, like, stopped suddenly. I'm like, what? Where's the rest of the book? There's gotta be more, right? I mean, it can't just end like that, but then, like, because I feel like there wasn't as much of a transition from the ending to, like, mourn the losses, kind of, like, it was just, I felt it was really a really sudden jump from, it was a really sudden jump from, like, after Prim died. It was, like, I felt it was really from when Prim died to, like, the end of the war. I was like, wait, what happened? I had to go back and read it, like, a few times because I was so confused on what happened. And that was a little sudden, and then after that I was like, wait, I know it's ending soon, but, like, it can't end because I want to go back. So, like, it wasn't a sudden ending, but it was, like, a sudden jump from the end of the war, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Also, everyone was like, oh, I totally knew she was going to shoot Coin. I didn't. I was totally convinced she was going to kill Snow, but, like, I knew she was going to have remorse about it, like, that she wished she'd kill Coin. That's what I thought. I knew that killing Snow was a bad thing. I know that. And that, like, there was going to be some remorse about it, but I didn't know she was going to kill Coin. I was like, I mean, I knew that if she'd probably end up would maybe later in the book, but not then. I did not see that coming at all. And it was so weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just killed Coin. What? And I knew Coin was so evil when she suggested the new Hunger Games. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so sick and twisted, and I just think there's so much about humanity in this book. It's really cool. Like, I would love to learn about this in a class. I think that would be so awesome because you can compare it to so many different things in history. And oh my gosh, it, like, blows my mind, like, just trying to think about it. And, like, I want to explain it all to you, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just, like, blowing my mind. I can't even explain it. Like, how there's never really a good side to the war. They're just kind of both, like, it's one side is evil to the other one, like, for, like, American Revolution, we're taught to think that the British were evil, which you aren't, because British people are awesome, because they were taxing us, and then in Britain, they probably thought the American rebels rose up against us, like, they're kind of like the capital and stuff like that. So there's no really good side to war, and like usually in books they kind of do like a bad, like even in Harry Potter, like you automatically know Voldemort is the bad guy and there's no two sides to the war. I mean, I don't personally see it that way. Like, I think, hey, there's something to Voldemort, I think, that you could see it, but like in this one, it was really played out well that there is bad on both sides. Coin, for example, and then the Hunger Games is just kind of like an overall metaphor for like humanity and how like we will like, after we get what we want, we're going to do exactly the same thing you did to us, and it's just not going to work. And that's kind of what this book was saying, and it was really powerful. I was like, oh my gosh, this book is amazing. If I ever become an English teacher, this is the book I will teach. I will teach all 3 of the Hunger Games books. That is what I will teach for the year. And I will do it in any grade I end up teaching, except for like 5th graders, because that might be a problem. 6th grade and up. But I refuse to teach elementary school kids because I just can't handle children. Just kidding, I love children, but I don't think I could be a teacher for them. No offense to you guys if you're younger viewers. I highly doubt younger viewers watch me. I don't think I'm that kind of person that younger viewers would watch. But, yeah, if you're under the age of 6th grade, post down below if you are, and maybe I'll review something that you guys might like. Everybody has an epilogue, and Mockingjay is no exception. Now, it depends. You could have different types of epilogues, like one where it's just kind of like a final quote saying all this stuff, and you're like, okay, or stuff that shows them into the future. I personally prefer the ones into the future, so I did like this one. But I think if you were to look at this epilogue compared to the Harry Potter epilogue, where they both had children, completely different. Like, for this one, the epilogue was bittersweet, and, like, it was adorable, and there were children dancing, and she ended up with PETA. Thank you. And she had these adorable kids, but it was like they're dancing on the graves, and like, you know, it's not over yet. Because it's humanity, something bad is going to happen. Whereas in Harry Potter, you think, oh no, they've defeated Voldemort, it's all good. I mean, there may be a dark wizard down the line, but Harry won't have to deal with him. He's had so much loss, he has all these. That one's definitely more happy. This one, definitely more bittersweet. Absolutely. And yeah, I don't really know what to say to that, but I mean, I really did like this epilogue. A lot of people are like, oh my god, I hate epilogues. I like epilogues, I really do. I think they're sweet or bittersweet, like this one, and definitely good. Can I just say, in the book, I was so mad when they were talking about, with the final victors, the only victors left, like all the other ones died. I'm like, whoa, a lot of people must have died. But then I realized, oh wait, there's like 24 of them per year, but only one of them survived. So that means there was only like 75, except for like this amount of peoples. And they were like, we are going to put the capital's children through the Hunger Games. I'm like, excuse me? Wow, I thought that was personally for me the turning point where I realized that there isn't a good side to this war. Like, I was thinking, rebels are good, yeah, go defeat the capital. Then I get to this part, I'm like, ooh. And I mean, like, Coin totally bothered me the entire time. I'm like, this lady is crazy. We're gonna have, like, if you have absolute power in the hands of the leaders, it's kind of bad, and you obviously become more corrupt. It's the same thing in Harry Potter with Dumbledore and how he could have become totally corrupt like Grindelwald but he realized it. But yeah, it was kind of I don't know. It was like, but that was really the turning point where I made that revelation. Like, there is no good side to war. That's definitely my revelation point. Like, I knew Coin was bad the entire time. I'm not that, like, dense in the head, but that was the turning point for me. And I was like, okay, Katniss, use your sense. And she didn't use her sense. She was listening to, she had Gale on the mind, and it just blew up. And I'm like, ridiculous. And I'm like, hey, Mitch, why are you going with her? You're the smart, actually, no matter how drunk Haymitch is, I still think he's probably one of the smarter people in this novel. He's probably a little, I think personally he's a little smarter than Katniss at some points. But at that point, I'm like, Haymitch, you are not smart anymore. You just made the stupidest decision ever, and it sucked. I was like, go listen to PETA, this is stupid, and Katniss, but luckily it didn't happen, which was all good, but yeah, I really liked this book. This is definitely a favorite series